So I would suggest that anybody thinks that this country is in decline, come to cities. Because Democratic mayors all across the nation are creating great places where people want to be, where growth is happening, and where our economy is growing.
Was a massive fire raging out of control before firefighters arrived, with explosions echoing through the neighborhood. Flames shooting sky high. The blaze captured on video by neighbors in nearby high-rises.
Not good, not good.
The Seattle Department of Transportation reported it started in a homeless encampment here.
This corner newspaper stand at 3rd and Pike once sold papers to office workers. Now they pass out Narcan to drug users.
I've had knives pulled on me on the train. I've seen people doing drugs on the train and taking out foil and smoking drugs on the train.
It is the Skid Row for RV homelessness in LA County. Hundreds of RVs lining the streets of an unincorporated area between Gardena and Compton. The living conditions horrible.
Number of homeless across the city of LA and county of Los Angeles has skyrocketed.
These new numbers are not a surprise to anyone who lives here. More people are living on the street or in tents or in cars or in RVs or on the sidewalk when you compare to last year, even though the government is spending billions of dollars to house them.
La Brea Ave in Hollywood, with its trendy shops, a target for smash and
grab-style robbery right in broad daylight. The mob of nearly 50 people stormed into a Nordstrom in Canoga Park Mall Saturday. Police say the thieves, many wearing black hoodies, snatched up to $100,000 in luxury handbags and high-end clothing.
And nothing happens. Nothing. Zero. And so they keep doing it.
The anger and frustration for store owners along the popular stretch of La Brea at an all-time high as robberies have become a common occurrence.
A woman wielding a pickaxe accused of stealing from a Rite Aid store. LAPD officers responding to a robbery call tonight were told that the shoplifter had a pickaxe over her shoulder.
The activity happening along a narrow one-way street in San Francisco is causing major problems for homeowners and businesses. They say years of complaints over drug dealing, public defecation, and substance use are falling on deaf ears.
It's hard to believe, driving through the areas of Van Ness Avenue and Willow Streets, we're just blocks from City Hall.
It has been very, very frustrating that we have to, as a resident, had to witness this chaos every single day.
Tent after tent, open drug dealing, drug use, and a whole host of other safety issues.
There's a man throwing knives in front of our door.
You can't harmonize 10,000 homeless people sleeping on the streets every night, trading in illegal substances, or doing them in public, bathing in the fountain below the Apple Store, and try to then convince my customers San Francisco is just like it was, please come back. I mean, that's a fantasy.
So he decided to break out cameras and record everything. Our Kelsey Thorett is here with us tonight. So you talked with this man who is basically recording life in the Tenderloin.
Yeah, that's right. So his name is John. He's lived in the Tenderloin actually for decades now, but he says things have gotten so bad that he actually fears for his safety. That is why he is now posting videos of all the crime taking place on his doorstep online to try and show people the realities he is living in.
This is one of the home invasions listed in police documents obtained by the I-Team. Monday of this week, an 80-year-old man and a 69-year-old wife are caring for their 2 grandchildren when robbers break in a second-floor window.
Customers at this Walgreens at 16th Avenue and Geary Boulevard say this is a distressingly common sight. Shoplifters making their way through the aisles, helping themselves to whatever they want, then walking out. Now, this Walgreens has taken a drastic step, chaining up the refrigerated and frozen foods. The only way to get any items inside, ringing for assistance.
And once treasured for its vibrancy and uniqueness, downtown Portland, a far different city than just a few years ago.
Then and now, this is Portland. 2 years after riots plagued the city. Black Lives Matter! 2 years after a pandemic and the push for social justice collided. What is, or rather how is, the Rose City today?
Just look around. Yeah, everyone definitely is used to it at this point. Like, you can ask anyone over here. They're used to being potentially mugged every night they go back from work, so who knows.
Portland is havoc right now. Crime ridden, people are stealing, people are hurting each other, stores are boarded up. It feels nothing like home, It's almost unrecognizable. Something has to change.
Spiking and worries about tainted drug batches grabbing headlines now. We accepted one man's challenge tonight to see exactly what he and other bystanders face as they go about their lives on the streets of downtown Portland.
People tell me that they smoke, 40 to 50 pills a day.
Overdoses in downtown Portland led to another loss of life on the sidewalk at Southwest 5th and Alder this morning. Hours later, another person overdosed a few blocks away at Southwest 5th and Oak. It took police 3 doses of Narcan and CPR to revive the person.
The city's 24 homicides this month far outpace each January for the past 4 years. The Milwaukee Police Department says homicides this month doubled last January's totals and quadrupled January homicides each of the previous 3 years.
When you stick your mail in a mailbox, you expect it's going to get where you want it to go. But prosecutors say a group of at least 8 men were sticking up letter carriers to steal these special keys to get inside mailboxes and steal checks and pass them off as their own.
A single weekend, 8 teens shot, 2 young lives cut short. Saturday night, someone killed 14-year-old Sebastian Florentino near 52nd and Clark. Then early this morning, 15-year-old Javier Winston, a North Division high school student, was gunned down at 9th and Atkinson.
A Chicago alderman tonight says the migrant crisis in Chicago has brought an increase in crime, drugs, and panhandling near a temporary shelter in his ward.
10 armed robberies within a 30-minute period on the northwest side.
Well, here in this northwest side neighborhood, there was an attempted carjacking on this block early Monday morning. It is just one of several shootings and crime that happened during this holiday weekend.
Local business owners say enough's enough after teens swarmed the Loop again this weekend. In the middle of the chaos, 2 teenagers were shot.
The Detroit Riverwalk right now very serene. It wasn't quite that way last weekend. This was the scene of one of 6 shootings in the downtown area over the weekend.
And there was over 36 shots that were fired.
noon last Saturday. Signs of that, some 36 bullets duct taped over.
Honestly, by great luck, that no one was struck inside their homes.
The homes were full. A lot of elderly folks, families on this block of Manor near Puritan on Detroit's west side. The scene played out like a movie on a surveillance camera.
It was an event that drew thousands along Gratiot Avenue on the city's east side over the weekend.
We're learning about a car show that turned chaotic with several crashes, fights, and gunfire.
Washington, D.C. leaders say the district is in a state of emergency due to the high crime rate. Compared to 2022, Washington has seen a 37% increase in violent crime this year alone.
4 shootings within an hour, sending police scrambling across the district. One round of gunfire happened near a school.
Over the past few weeks, a burst of violent crime has shaken Boston. In the last week alone, 4 people, including a young mother, were fatally shot in separate incidents.
Police are now keeping a closer eye on downtown Crossing after this new video emerges showing a disturbing attack that unfolded Monday evening before the sun went down.
Terrifying moments as a person in a red hoodie opens fire at a group of people on a busy street in Roxbury. The shot sending people ducking for cover. A child runs away. Then another man appears and returns gunfire.
Headlines are staggering. 8 people shot at one gas station on Northside Drive in Atlanta this weekend. Subway worker Brittany Macon shot and killed in June over too much mayonnaise on a customer's sandwich. A young mother, Lakevia Jackson, murdered after an argument at a bowling alley in April. And in January, 6-month-old baby Grayson killed in the crossfire of a shootout near Anderson Park. These are just a few of the victims of a violent year so far in Atlanta.
Right now, Atlanta is seeing murders on the rise. The city's increase was just named the 10th highest in the nation. New tonight, in 30 days, Atlanta State Farmers Market vendors could face eviction if they don't get rid of their trailers used to sell their merchandise.
The market says that will help reduce the uptick in crime in the area.
New York has a brand, and when people see it, it means something. You know, when we go there, it's not, Kansas doesn't have a brand.
There was a post saying that there was going to be a giveaway of video game consoles, PlayStation giveaway, and quickly a crowd that had been a few hundred people became a few thousand, and it was young folks just throwing anything that they could. Traffic cones, water bottles, setting off fireworks. There's a construction equipment. They're working on the entrance to the subway station. That was quickly stormed over. They were grabbing shovels.
NYPD releasing new data today showing an increase in just about every category, including shootings.
4 people were shot in the last 24 hours following a grandmother who was killed on Monday.
NYPD numbers released today show shooting incidents are up more than 16% compared with the same period last year. Transit crimes have increased more than 50%, and overall crime is up more than 36%, driven by large increases in grand larceny auto, robberies, and burglaries.
They're pushing people for no reason.
It's happened again Friday around 3 p.m. at the Myrtle Wyckoff station in Bushwick. A random and unprovoked push by a stranger left a man bruised at the bottom of the tracks.
Trying to do this advisor getting back up. Units to disengage. There's some units from the south who need to back up right now. Watch out for this car behind you. You see this car behind you? Yeah. These guys got food. There's a large crowd. Objects are coming from everywhere. We're trying to back up as soon as possible. For now, it's Union and Broadway still flowing.
Get pictures of these guys. Get your phone.
Apparently, Union Broadway is still being.